friends, welcome back to my channel, The Eclectic Book Witch. Today I wanted to this is going to be the first in a new series of videos I'm going to be doing. And I thought it would be fun, since we are in 2024, to look back on books that I read previously in the past, back when I first started consistently using Goodreads. So I took a look at my Goodreads app, and I started using it in 2012, but not consistently until 2013. And that was the same year that I actually got my first Kindle. So I thought it would be fun to look at the list of books that I read from that year and pick out the ones that I mainly remember the most, and to look at the ratings that I gave them and decide whether or not I think that I would give them the same rating today, 11 years later, and whether or not I would reread them. So the first one I wanted to talk about is The Perks of Being a Wallflower. This one was published in 1999 by Stephen Chbosky, I think is how you say his last name. So The Perks of Being a Wallflower is about this boy named Charlie, and it's very much a coming-of-age story. He's navigating his life through high school, and he's got a couple of friends that he's made, but he's trying to navigate living his life at the same time as running away from things that have happened during his life so far. That one I ended up giving, at the time, 5 stars. Would I reread it? Possibly. I do remember it was a very compelling story that I was drawn to, and I think if I reread it, I'm wondering if I would give it the same 5 stars. I probably would. I think that will. So I think The Perks of Being a Wallflower might go onto my rereads shelf to see if I give it 5 stars again. The second book I wanted to talk about is Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. So this one, when I read it, I remember this was one of the first books that I actually bought on my Kindle. I remember it was around the time that the movie was coming out, and my husband and I wanted to read the book before we saw the movie. By far, I'm pretty sure the book was better than the movie. It's been a long time since we watched the movie, but I'm pretty sure I remember feeling that way. And I did not know this until I was looking at my Goodreads app, but apparently it is one of 2 books, and the second one is called The Last American Vampire. So maybe if I do a reread of the first one, and then I'll read the second one, and I wonder if I would give it 5 stars again. I don't know if I would. Perks of Being a Wallflower, I'm pretty sure I would. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, I don't know if I would or not. The next book I want to talk about is actually a series. I have read all 3 books: The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and Mockingjay. So this series, I specifically remember I bought these on my Kindle shortly after we moved into this house, and it was around the same time that I had to have gallbladder surgery. So I was down and out, incredibly sore for like a week, and my husband told me, buy a bunch of books so that you have something to occupy yourself with. So I was surprised that I looked at my ratings of each one of these, and The Hunger Games, the first book, I gave 5 stars, whereas Mockingjay and Catching Fire, I gave both of those 4 stars, which is funny to me because I distinctly remember now that Catching Fire was actually my favorite out of the 3. I have not seen all of the movies yet. I've only seen the first movie, and I also have not read The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes yet. So I'm wondering if I should give that series a reread, because I know I did really enjoy that series. I really enjoyed reading it. And then maybe I will also watch the movies to compare, because so with the Hunger Games series, I think I will end up rereading all 3 books, and then also read The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and then maybe watch all of the movies, since I haven't seen the movies for Catching Fire or Mockingjay yet. Okay, so for the next book, this is one I also read during my healing from my gallbladder surgery that year. It's The Silver Linings Playbook. This one, you are following the main character. His name is Pat, and I remember watching the movie. I think actually in this case I saw the movie before I read the book, because I didn't know it was a book. So I think we had seen the movie, and I saw in the caption, or I saw in the beginning credits that it was a book. So I said, okay, this is another one I'm going to read to keep my mind off my surgery. This one is about Pat, and he thinks that his entire life is a movie produced by God. He's dealing with, I believe it's his estranged ex-wife coming back into the picture, and his favorite football team keeps losing, and he's also met this new woman who keeps like inserting herself into his life. So I do remember I really liked the movie, and I do remember I really liked the book. I actually gave the book 5 stars also. So I think The Silver Linings Playbook is going to be another of my reread and rewatch the movie too. Next we have The Hobbit. So I actually have the box set that my uncle gave me when I was, this was back before the Lord of the Rings movies were even coming out. But the box set has the pictures of the characters from the movies. So it was kind of a promo thing. So far, the only one I've read out of that box set is The Hobbit. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really well done book. And I was surprised, I gave that 4 stars, not 5. I'm not sure why. I don't remember why I knocked off a star, but so I've only seen the first Hobbit movie. I know they spread it out into, what was it, two or 3 movies, which when they were first coming out kind of surprised me, because the book itself is not that long. So I think I'll have to sit down and watch all 3 of the movies and then compare it to the book, because I don't know why. I have this feeling like it wasn't necessary to drag it out for 3 movies. I could be wrong. I don't know, but I'll find out. This next one is Take Care Sarah by Lindy Zart. With Take Care Sarah, it is very much a story about grief. I would check any trigger warnings possibly before reading this one. It is about this woman named Sarah who is going through life as she is trying to figure out how to live now that her husband has died. And it's a very hard-hitting book, but I remember it being very well done. I gave it 5 stars, and the author did just such an amazing job of vividly portraying Sarah's grief. Even though you never meet her husband as a character in the story, it was written so well, and right from the beginning of the story, you can feel the grief that is consuming her in the story. So the entire book, you end up seeing how she deals with the loss and trying to get back to living a normal life. Or you see throughout the entire book, from the beginning to the end, you see her navigating her way to trying to figure out how to live her life again without her husband by her side. Now, the last one I have on my list is Wind Warrior by John Messenger. This one I gave 5 stars to. So in Wind Warrior, you're following the main character, Xander, and he's living a completely normal life. He's living at home with his parents. He's going to school, at college, and everything is just completely normal until one day, out of the blue, things change when a man is miraculously saved from being hit by a bus. He develops these superpowers where he's able to create tornadoes and control wind with just the flick of a wrist. And there are also these other people, new people that come to town that are able to wield fire, but they're not good guys, so he has to try and learn how to control his powers in order to save the day. I do remember, so you have the elemental kind of magic going on, which I thought was really interesting. And I do remember back then, after I finished reading the book, I actually messaged the author of the book, and because I distinctly remember the bad guy, I think it was the main bad guy in the story, all I could picture the entire time I was reading was the bad guy as this actor. So I thought that was really cool. So when I checked on my Goodreads and I was looking at Wind Warrior, there are 3 more books after the first one, so I think this is going to definitely be one that I reread and then finish the series. So that is today's video. If you like this challenge, comment down below, thumbs up, subscribe, and be sure to check out my Instagram page, also The Eclectic Book Witch, because I recently hit 3K followers over there and I'm having a giveaway, so be sure to check that out. So I hope you enjoyed the beginning of this series, and I will see you soon. Bye!